I just want to make clear the fact that I'm never going to be agree with any of the practices of exorcisms that has to do with sexual activities. The sexual activity has to remain for pleasure in the best of the ways in the holy matrimony forever with just two persons. Sorry. And if they want to have a family. So I understand that there's some purification and some things that persons do through sexual activity in groups. And I totally understand that with pagan rituals. Satanic or pagan rituals, they're free to they're free to do whatever they want because they're pagan. They are not Catholics, they are not Christians. But the persons who are Christians, we have God itself dying in a cross, telling us that there's nothing in the world as a technical evilness that can be worse than go against the will of our Father. That's my opinion. If you have another opinion, it could be this one. That these rituals are really purification rituals that are really helping the persons to be humble. And because of that, they have to keep performing it. Well, if that's your opinion, I will agree with that. These rituals are making persons humble, but not because the ritual per se is helping them, but because the rituals are so absurd, so ridiculous, that they will end up finding out that whatever they were doing was useless. Because they are trying to prevent the abuse with abuse. They were trying to protect themselves from corruption by eating feces. They're trying to protect themselves from something by doing something that is worse. And at the end, by feeling themselves like they always need something, with this philosophy of yet but not done forever, they're making themselves more vulnerable. And because they are more vulnerable, they will end up being more humble, because when someone stronger than them comes to show them the strength that only God can provide by following His rules the way He said it, they will have no other choice but being humble. So of course, these rituals, I agree, they are helping you to be humble. They are helping you to be purified. But not because you're eating feces, but because by eating feces, someone eventually will take a video of that. They will see the big castle that you have, the big fortune, the big fame that you have done, by feeling yourself proud of your power, when all the power you have got it from your knees eating feces. And I totally understand. I see you as I see my pets. I don't know why my turtle and my last dog always eat feces. I don't know why. I talked to the veterinarian and they were saying, oh, it's a lack of enzymes that they need, so that's why they're eating that. And I'm like, I have to do something. Sorry, I said, I have to do something. because they're eating fish. That's normal. That's normal for it. Just live that way. I was like feeling bad because of that, but if that's the way you want to do, that's okay. I can love creatures that eat feces. It's okay. But don't tell me that the action per se is making you a better person, because it's not. It will make you a better person when you feel ashamed that you were trying to protect your other person from abuse by abusing them, or from corruption by eating something that obviously is corrupted. The absurd of your action will contrast with the pureness of just receiving the cross the way it is. You are doing that to change your destiny. And until now, we don't know how much your activities in rituals have affected the global actions. And what you believe is a purification could be a nightmare for others. And they have no, they don't have obligation to know how to protect themselves from this. Because there's no law, there's no civil war, there's no civil law, there's no doctrine in religion, openly speaking. There's no hygienic or any rule for medication for the things that you do. So there's no way a normal person without an obscure activity to know all the procedures. It's an injustice that you feel that it's okay to fulfill others with your corruption just because they are unarmed or uninformed about something that no one in this earth has the obligation to be informed about. If they put it on the law and everything is published, like what? Like vaccinated things. Well, if you don't want to be vaccinated, just don't go out from your house. That's okay, right? You don't want to get you vaccinated. Okay, just stay in your house. That's okay. And we will know. I can't go out because I have not get myself vaccinated. That's okay. That's in the law. It's not entirely justice, but it's more justice than contaminate these persons without informing them. And then when they are contaminated, they're like, why don't you look for information? Why don't you? It's not in the newspaper. It's not in any doctrine publicly spoken. It's not in any medical suggestions for healthy life. So the only way to get in contact with these horrible ritual activities are with complicity. Which means that if you are a good citizen, a good religious person, or a good person that is not trying to contaminate others in complicity with other groups, you are just alone. And no one will tell you anything. So we are paying with sickness to our best of our citizens. And the worst of our citizens, the ones who will sell their country, their mothers, for just a little power, we price them with monarchy, with government, with academic titles, with religious hierarchy. We must rethink what we call civilization.